Welcome everybody to the championship game of the Silver Six tournament. Final game of the weekend. Team Philly's gone 4-0. Today's game is against the Philadelphia Blazers, who I believe are also 4-0. Coming together with their coaches just before tip-off. Coach Wolf giving them some last-minute game notes. Looks like we're all set. All right, start us off today. First line. Nichols, Zimmerman, DeFrugio with Ricky and Blake back on the defensive end, and Aiden Mott in net. All right, Blazers lined up, ready to go. All set. Nichols on the face-off. Blazers win it back. Come across, send it up. Kick back. Aiden knocks it back, other side, kicks it around, back up to Blake. Blake tipped up, somebody's got a broken stick. Start off with a penalty by the Blazers out of the gate. Team Philly will be on a power play straight out of the gate at the 22:17 mark. Again, remember, 22.5-minute halves as opposed to 3 periods. Fisher, Kobe, Lucas, Aiden, Colin. Kobe out on the side. Try to send it back up. Lucas try to dump it in. It goes off into the Blazers bench. Fisher on the face-off. Puck back into the corner. Blazers send it up and into the protective netting. Puck trapped into the corner. Comes streaking out. Send it over to the opposite side. Send it deep. Doherty gets away from first man, back over to Nichols. Nichols comes across. Offsides. Same lineup out on the ice for Team Philadelphia. Puck back. Try to clear it back up. Now it's back over to Lucas. Lucas pulls it back. Lucas comes across. Loses an edge. That was interesting. Pick back up. Nichols at the blue line. Back over to Lucas. Lucas gets a shot off, goes wide. Sent all the way back. Pick back up, Lucas charging forward. Comes across the blue line. Try to make his man around the edge, unable to do so. Line change. And that's going to be an icing. 32 seconds left on the power play. Yet to get a shot off on goal. Peruto, Ricky, Blake, Cusa, Fisher out on the ice. Puck's down, back in the corner. Krecker pushes it forward, back over. Cycles it back. Krecker comes out, got a guy on him, comes across the blue line, picks up. Gets a shot off, pass to Peruto for the first score of the game. Great drive by Blake Krecker. Nice speed to Peruto sitting right in the slot. Goaltender really didn't have a chance on that, so Team Philly on the board early at the 20-30 mark to start off. Nichols, Heston, Kobe, Peace, and Bob's on the defensive end. Puck stop. Blazers win it back, send the opposite side, look in the neutral zone, tip it forward, back all the way. Aiden swipes it back to Bobs. Bobs picks it up along the wall. Pick back up, try to clear the zone, unable to do so. Pressure at the blue line. Now it comes out.
Team Philly goal scored by number 9, assisted by number 25.
Back up, all the way to the center ice. Drop down, delayed offsides. Blazers have to regroup. Bobs. Had to feed it, back out on the wing. Shot attempt, Bops, could escape. Scored. So bad defensive zone resulted in a quick fix for the Blazers. So 1-1. Puck drop, back over, Fisher along the board, sends it in, knocked down, Lucas on the forecheck. Lucas tried to pick it back up.
Blazers goal scored by number 18, unassisted.
Puck pop back out. Try to clear it, unable to do so. Now it comes in the blue line. Opposite side, Ricky's there. Blazers back on the wing. Cycle back. Ricky pulls a man off the puck, back over to Tobin. Tobin try to clear it, back in the neutral zone. Sticks it to Lucas. Lucas comes across, got Doherty with him. Opposite side, back to Fisher. Fisher with a shot. 2 shots. Line change, Team Philadelphia. Peruto, Cusa, Fisher. Puck shot, back out. Cusa tried to circle it back around. Back over to Blazers, kick it back. Ricky sends it all the way to the opposite side. No icing. Gonna call it off. Ricky with his stick. Back over. Cycles back. Centers it. Opposite side over to Peruto. Peruto's got Fisher with him. Center back over to opposite side to Cusa. Cusa looking. Try to get to Peruto. Back over to Fisher. Fisher loses an edge. And there's going to be a trip coming up on Team Philadelphia. So Team Philadelphia will be down a man at the 18:24 mark. Thies, DeFruzio, Nichols, and Blake to kill this off. Back out. Send back up. Send deep all the way to the other side. Blake over into the corner, looks to retrieve. Sent back to the other side. Tip back, saucer pass out to the point, back into the wing. Back out. Shot attempt, Aiden knocks it down. Picked back up by the Blazers, sent back out to the point. Back over to Nichols, shot attempt. Pushed back out to the corner by Blake, back out to the point. Aiden with a nice glove save. Heston, Zimmerman, Tobin, Bops. Puck's picked up. Heston looks to try to pull it back out. Blazers keep it in the zone. Sent back to the other side. Shot attempt goes wide. Blazers. Send it back to the other side. Back along the baseline. Bops, good pressure onto the puck. Back out. Shot attempt goes wide. That'll make it outside the zone. 47 seconds left on Team Philadelphia's penalty kill. Blazers come charging up. Kobe, swipe at it. Swing around the opposite side. Picked up by the Blazers. Blazers drop it around. Back into the corner. 28 seconds left. Tobin. Zone defense. Blazers back out to the point. Goes up and over, and Aiden gloves it down. "14 seconds left on the penalty kill for Team Philadelphia. Lucas, Doherty, Krecker, right, out on the ice. Puck's drop. Lucas back into the corner. Ricky tries to press it back up. Back over to Lucas. Got it, break out. Coming up. Try to feed it over to Lucas, streaking out. 2-1, even strength. Kicked over to the other side. Picked up by Krecker. Krecker just outside the reach to Lucas. Lucas draws it around the corner. Stick steer by the goaltender. Back out. Right. Pulls forward, back out. Sends it deep, back over to Doherty. Doherty looking. Had Fisher coming on the ice. Blazers streaking forward. Aiden steers it back. Back up over to Lucas. Lucas back over to Doherty. Doherty. Tap forward. Fisher, pressure onto the puck. Tusa out onto the ice, line change, picked up by Lucas. Sent back, cleared. Tusa, pressure. Braden, Fisher, back over to Thies. Thies, delayed offsides. All clear. Blazers, send it back. Try to set something up. Look, send it out to the wing. Good stick by Tusa. Try to get it, Bops. Bops sends it deep. Fisher on the back end looks to get it. Back out to Thies at the point. That's going to be an icing. Drop back, used to try to get a shot off. Pick back up, Fisher. Fisher. Back along over to Bops. Bops sends it forward, delayed offsides. Picked up by Fisher. Fisher looking. Try to back pass. Back along the board to Fisher. Sent all the way back to the point. Gets outside the zone, back over to Bops. Cleared, zone. Blazers drag it back into their own zone. Come back. Thies. Pressure onto the puck. Fisher comes away with it. Got help. Back over to Peruto. Peruto back to Tusa. Tusa. That looked like an offsides, but Cusa looks. Back over to Peruto. Peruto. Sent back over to Nichols. Nichols drops it back behind it. Back out to the point to Ricky. Ricky sends it deep again. 13-50. Back all the way to Zimmerman. Picks it up. Looks. Side to back over. Opposite side. Back out to the point. Into the neutral zone. DeFruzio looking to pick it up. Gets over to the puck. Sends it back. Blazers recover. Central ice. Come across the blue line. Pick back up. Nichols. Center pass. Back over to DeFruzio. Picked back up by Kobe. Kobe goes long. Kick saved by the goaltender. Good shot on goal. Back out. Makes it all the way to Ricky. Ricky. Wow, and that one stayed in the rafters. Fisher, Mott, Doherty, East, and Krecker. Lucas sends it back over to Krecker. Back out. Lucas comes across. Couldn't get away from a defender. East comes back, sent to the opposite side. Fisher tries to intercept. Picked up by Lucas. Back along into the corner. Swipe back. Back over to Thies. Back over to Lucas. Lucas gets it outside the zone. That'll be an icing call. .23 left first half. 1-1. Puck's down, now back Thies. Sends it back up to Peruto. Peruto gets by his man. Back over, it's got Cusa with him. Back over to Cusa. Cusa tried to send it back out to the point. Intercepted by the Blazers. Knocked down, picked up by Thies. Thies. Back into the neutral zone. Peruto comes away with it. Got Fisher. Stick lift by the Blazers. Fisher, Cusa, Peruto, Thies, Krecker. Puck's dropped. Back over. Gets a nice shot off. Goaltender had no idea it was there. Good shot by Peruto. Puck's back. Cusa tries to get a shot off. Goes off a defender's stick back to the back corner. Tried to swipe it out. Cleared back up by Krecker. Krecker back against the wall. Over to Cusa. Cusa tries to send it forward. Knocked back by Krecker. Picked up by the Blazers. Sent deep. Aiden goes by him. Pass over to Thies. Thies picks it up. Cycles back around the other side. Back over to Krecker. Krecker. Now it's out of the zone. Back over. Thies. Tap forward by Peruto. Nichols out on the ice. Line change for Team Philadelphia. Heston. Offside. also at the 10:48 mark. 1-1 game. Nichols. Kobe. Sent back to the other side, picked up by Bops behind the net. Bops looks, sends it up. Picked up by the Blazers. Blazers send it back out to the point. Nice save by Aiden, goes over top of his head. Got lucky. Wide open. Out of the zone, back over to Jake. Blazers try to get it to its neutral zone, does. Aiden knocks it down. Back down, all the way to the opposite side. Krecker back in the corner, picks it up. Try to hit Kobe. Nichols knocks player off the puck, back over to Ricky. Ricky. Picked up by Ricky. Ricky, opposite side, back over to Kobe. Kobe's by himself, looking for a little bit of help. Tries to drop it back over to Nichols. Nichols overruns the puck. Back over to Aiden. Aiden sends it up the boards. Picked back up. Back over to Kobe. Swipes at it. Line change, Team Philadelphia. Back in the neutral zone. Ricky pulls it up. Attempted feed over to Lucas. Doesn't make it. Now it's back out of the zone. Lucas gets knocked off his skate. Sent back up. Lucas gets by one man. Offsides. And that will be an offsides. Fisher, Mott, Doherty, Thies and Bops. Puck drop. Whipped on, back over to Lucas, back over to Thies, back over to Bops. Bops, back over to Fisher. Fisher drops it in. Doherty. Sent to the opposite side. Back over to Bops. Sends it back over to Thies. Thies kicks it back out. Offsides. Waits for Thies. Thies. Back over to Thies. So Aiden with an interference. So I didn't see it, but Aiden apparently came out of net and interfered with the player. So Team Philly be down a man. The 8:21 mark, picked up by Ricky. Ricky tries to clear the zone, does not able to do it. Blazers there. Back out. Cleared back. Braden, little token pressure back into the neutral zone. To come into the zone, they do gain the zone. Blazers. Back over. Blazers send it to the opposite side. Have to wait for the players to clear. Come across the blue line. Pick back up at the point. Sent back over to the opposite side. Back down into the corner. Back out to the point. Back over to Tobin. Tobin. Fisher tried to help out. Made its way back to the point. Back over to the opposite side. Shot attempt. Back over. Cleared out of the zone. Line change for Team Philadelphia. Blazers on the opposite side. Come across. Drag. Send deep. Back out to the point. Shot attempt. Good job by Luka. Luka, pressure onto the puck. Back out on the wing. 30 seconds left. Scored. Soft pass on the interior. Led to a goal. So Blazers power play goal for the Blazers. Team Philly down 2-1 at the 6:48 mark. Doherty back over. Blazers went up into the zone. Back over to Thies. Thies moves it around. Fisher drops it in. Sent back out to the point. Makes it all the way back up.
Scored by number 9, assisted by number 27.
Sent back into the corner. Blazers pick it up. Send it deep. Rotate it back out. Opposite side. Pick back up by Colin. Colin back up to Fisher. Fisher. Send it deep. Picked up by Doherty. Doherty. Back over to Lucas. Lucas. Back out to the point to Thies. Sent all the way down. That'll be an icing call. Team Philly, Cusa, Peruto, Fisher, Bobs, Tobin. Puck stop out in front, knocked to the boards. Fisher back over to Peruto. Peruto cycles, looks. Back over to Fisher. Tobin charges at the puck, sent back out neutral zone. Bops keeps it out of the zone. Nice save by Aiden. Blazers. Shot goes wide. Goes all the way down. Peruto chasing on the puck. Pick back up. Sent back. Opportunity for Peruto. One-on-one with the goaltender. Shot attempt goes wide. Goes off the goaltender's glove. Cusa tried to turn and fire. Sent back over to the opposite side. Bops gets to it. Sends it deep. Picked up by Heston. Heston sends it deep. That goes for an icing. .421 first half. Blazers up 2-1. Puck's down. Blazers get it. Send it up in the neutral zone. Picked up by Blake. Blake tries to send it in. Knocked down at the wall. Blazers send it into the neutral zone. Ricky back over. Sends it back. Aiden drops it back out. Put back up by Blake, sent to the other side. Ricky picks it up. Back out to Colin. Lucas, pressure onto the puck. Sends it back out. Back over to Blake. Blake sends it up. Gets back onside. 3:35 left first half. Lucas picks it up. Comes back around. Look, center pass. Nobody's in the slot. Blazers down below, behind the net. Tucker's over to help him out. Picked up by Ricky. Ricky gets it up to Fisher. Fisher looks up. Fisher. Fisher. Centering pass back over to Colin. Colin in the slot goes off to him. Blazers knock it out to the corner. Center it back the opposite side. Lucas picks it back up. 2 opportunities. Point blank on the goalie. Puck's dropped, back out. Cusa tried to get a shot off. Bops back. Picked back up by Cusa. Cusa sends it up the wall. Back along, over to Bops. Bops sends it back. Peruto. He lifted his stick all the way back. Fisher feeds it back over to Cusa. Cusa centering pass. Back over to Thies, charges. Makes its way out to the neutral zone. Back over to Bobs. Back all the way. Fisher tries to get it by a man, does. Pick back up. Cusa centering pass. Right out to the slot. Over to Bops. Bops. Zimmerman, Nichols, DeFruzio, Tobin and Wright, puck's dropped, back into the corner. DeFruzio, good power play, into. Tried to stick it back over to Nichols. Nichols, back over to DeFruzio. Can't control Tobin. Back over to Wright. Ricky, rush the puck, and then we get the shot attempt. Goes over Aiden's glove. Picked back up, sent back into the corner, picked up by DeFruzio. Ricky gets pressed into the boards, back out to the point. Aiden, kick save back into the corner. Kobe sends it out to the neutral zone. Back over to Kobe. Nichols comes across, gets a shot off, goes over top of the goaltender's head. 48 seconds left in the half. Back out to the neutral zone. Kobe picks it up, sends it on net. Goaltender ushers it to the corner. Centering pass. Sent all the way back. Aiden knocks it down. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin. 20 seconds. Picked up. Fisher. Just a little bit too out far in front. Back in the neutral zone. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so at the end of the first half, Team Philly's down 2-1. So as I stated before, there will be an ice cut. So it will be a little bit of a delay. So we'll check back here in a little bit, so stay tuned. ice is cut. Looks like we're getting ready for the second half. Waiting on Team Philadelphia. Coaches are out, waiting on the team now. There they come. All right, Team Philly out on the ice. All right, looks like we're all set. Blazers out on the ice. Team Philly, ready? All right, start us off second half. Doherty, Mott, Fisher, Tobin, Wright. Referees all set. 22:30 left in the game. Puck dropped. Sent back over to Tobin. Tobin can't control. Sent deep all the way down the opposite side. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin back out over to Doherty. Doherty fires it back out to the point. Redirect up into Aiden's breadbasket. Back over to Ricky. Ricky sent around opposite side. Back over to Fisher. Fisher fires it back out in the neutral zone. Drop back down over to Lucas. Lucas fires it back. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin back over to Lucas. Doherty coming across center ice. Soft pass. Back over to Ricky. Ricky jumps it down. Icing call. Line change, Team Philadelphia. Cusa, Fisher, Peruto out onto the ice. Puck stop. Kusa with a nice shot. 2 nice shots. Kusa tried to dribble it back over. Still in the front of the net. Cycled back. Shot goes by the goaltender, back over. Sent back. Fisher back over. Extends his stick back out. Blazers try to fire it outside the zone. Pruda gets away from him. Looks, centers it back the opposite side. Back over to Fisher. Fisher sends it back out to the point of the box. Picked back up by Kusa. Kusa tried to turn and get a shot off. Sent back into the corner. Picked back up by Fisher. Fisher tried a center pass. Back over to Thies. All the way back around the other side. Bops. Picked back up over to Pruda, just outside of his reach. Kusa. Jump back in the air. Back over to Thies. Delayed offsides. Blazers come across. Nichols out onto the ice. Picked back up. Blazers sent all the way back. Aiden stops it. Forecheck. Thies jumps it back up. Redirect for his 3rd goal of the game for Blazers. So 3-1 Blazers at the 2010 mark. Puck drop. Back over into the neutral zone. Kick forward. Delayed offsides. Now it's an offsides. Doherty, Fisher, Mott, Ricky, Blake. Back over to Blake. Blake. Doherty sends it deep. All the way back to the opposite side. Blazers pick it up. Send it back out. Back out to Ricky. Ricky sends it over to the opposite side to Blake. Back over to Fisher. Fisher taps it forward. All the way back. Back outside the zone. Kick saved by Aiden. Back out to the side. Doherty turns and fires. Back out to the neutral zone. Blazers. All the way to the back wall. Fisher's back over. Tries to knock it down. Loses the puck. Back over to Lucas. Lucas picks it clean. Sends it back over to Ricky. Ricky back over to Fisher. Back to Doherty. Fisher, Kusa.
That's twice! The stick was up here and the slash is right there. Can't see on the stick was 8 feet off the ice.
Back over to Fisher. Fisher center. Nice center pass. Prudo got a shot on goal. Back over to the point. Pop sends it deep. Back over to Prudo. Prudo drags it around. Back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin loses the puck. 2 saves by Aiden. Sent back out of Peruto. Peruto tried to chase it around the defender, breaks his stick. Actually, Cusa, trap below him. Back over to Cusa, tries to send it back in. Nichols, that is. High stick. High stick, but he didn't call it. "18 minutes, 3-1 Blazers." Nichols, Zimmerman, Heston, Thies, Blake. Back out to the point. Doesn't make it outside the zone. Blake charges down, back over to Jake. Jake gets around his man, takes a weird bounce off the wall. Jake back over fighting for the puck. Back out in the neutral zone. Blake sends it deep. It's going to be an end zone face-off. Blazers, one back to the corner, try to clear it back up, hit a man streaking long, got a second guy coming with him. Thies. Team Philly being consistently beat down the ice. Puck back over to Ricky. Ricky sent it back up to Fisher. Fisher back out to Lucas. Lucas got Doherty with him. Tries to center pass on the opposite side. Doherty. Back out to the point to Tobin. Redirect. Puck's down, pulled clean by the Blazers. Back up, opposite side. Picked up by Ben. Back around the opposite side over to Lucas. Lucas loses the puck. Back over to Tobin. Tobin, backhand. Back out to Ricky. Ricky sends it up over to Doherty. Back over to Tobin. Tobin, dangerous pass. Back over to Fisher. Fisher, picked up by Lucas. Lucas loses the puck. Dumps it in. Aiden holds it. .1609, 3-1. Fisher on the faceoff. Puck's down, back in the corner. Bops pulls it back. Loses a man, send it back up. Turnover in the defensive zone, and that goes out of play. Puck back out to the point. Blazers send it deep. Knock it down. Picked back up by Fisher. Burritos back over to help him out. Shot goes off Aiden's helmet to the back wall.
Good work, boys. Good work. That's some great work right there. Great work. Nice.
Pucks down, back over. Blake loses it off the stick, can't clear it. Back up to Prudo. Prudo tries to clear the zone, unable to do so. Back over to Ricky. Ricky sends it over to the opposite side, over to Blake. Blake, now it's knocked down. Cusa on the forecheck. Send back out in the neutral zone. Sent deep. Cusa, Fisher, Perudo, Ricky, and Blake. Blazers come away with it. Shot goes wide. Back over to Blake. High stick. Back over to Blake. Blake picks it back out. Kobe puts the wheels on. Looks for a shot attempt. Goes past the goaltender back into the neutral zone. Sent back up. Ricky can't get to it. Sent back over. Nichols sent it back up. Picked up by the Blazers. Back to the wall. Sent deep. DeFruzio back over to pick it up. Picked up by Nichols. Nichols scores! Nichols with a gorgeous shot over the top of the goaltender's head for the second score for Team Philadelphia. It makes this game a little bit more interesting. Beautiful shot. Bottle lifter. 3-2. Blazers still up. 14-13. Puck's drop. Back around the other side. Nichols token pressure. Blazers look. Send it forward.
Team Philly
All the way down.
scored by number 74, unassisted.
Picked up. Back out. Laid him with a nice glove save. Fisher, Doherty, Mott. Puck stop, back over, Blazers, kick it out to the point. Aiden with the glove. Lucas on the face-off. Blazers try to pull through, Tobin gets it between his legs. Out to pop back out, Doherty back over to help. Sent back behind on the opposite side. Pops. Sent back over to Fisher. Fisher kicks it back. Makes a move around. Tries to go long. Pick back up. Fisher comes across. Nice shot on goal. Blocker side save. Knocked back down. Pick back up. Back over to Bops. Bops kicks it back out to Fisher. Fisher can't control. Try to knock it down with his skate. 13:07 left. Tobin, pressure onto the puck. And into the bench. Neutral zone face-off. Cusa, Fisher, Bruto. Puck's down, back out, swung around to the opposite side. Center pass. Thies picks it up. Whips on the puck. Still trying to clear it out. Finally gets it across center ice. Now gets it down. All the way to the back boards. Blazers send around up to the boards. Centering pass. Pick back up. All the way to the opposite side corner. Fight for the puck. Back out to Peruto. Peruto gets it out to Cusa. Cusa across the blue line. Cusa turns. Try to do a backhand. Sent deep. Nobody on the back check. Picks a weird bounce off the boards. Picked up by Fisher. Fisher back over to Cusa. Cusa goes long back over to Fisher. Fisher looking. Gets a shot off. Goaltender. Save. Back into the back corners. Center pass. Tobin. Back up. Nichols. Pressure onto the puck. Pick back up. Good hustle by Aiden. Good pressure. Jake over on the forecheck. Covey picks it up. Back over to Nichols. He jumps his stick. Sent back all the way. Picked up by Aiden. Now back over to Tobin. Sent back up to Kobe. Kick back out, just outside the reach of Nichols. Delayed offside, now it's cleared. .10:51 left. Lucas, Ben, Colin. Puck's down. Center pack back over to Fisher. Fisher gets a shot off. Puck's back. Sent back out in the neutral zone. That'll be an icing call. No, they're going to wave it off. Lucas drops it back over to Thies. Thies, opposite side, back over to Bops. Bops. Kick back out. Now it's out of the zone. Delayed offsides. Back over to Lucas. Held up at the blue line. Bops. Back over to Fisher. Fisher. Lucas try to fish it forward. Back over to Ben Fisher. Ben gets it. Shot attempt. Goalie steers it into the corner. Back over to Thies. Thies. Thies drops it into the corner. So it looks like a rough on Thies. So Team Philly will be down a man for at most 2 minutes. Nichols, DeFruzio, Tobin. Puck drop. Set all the way up. .934 mark. Sent back out of the zone. Blazers pick it up. Cycle it back, opposite side. Back out to the point. Lucas get it. back over to Tobin. Tobin kicks it back out to Luca. Luca turns and fires back to a defender. Blazers come across the blue line. Tobin, put pressure on him. Picked up by Tobin. Picked up by Fisher. Fisher, one-on-one. And puts a glove on it. Plays it. Back all the way. It's going to be an icing call. Touched up, kick back out. Fisher try to get it. Cusa back out. Back over to Krecker. Krecker. Sent all the way back. Fisher, token pressure. Back into the corner, puts pressure on it, loses it back over to opposite side. 27 seconds left on the penalty kill. Sent deep all the way around the opposite side. Fisher. Cycle back over to Krecker. Krecker. Cusa. Net came off the post. 10 seconds left on the penalty kill for Team Philadelphia. Puck drop, back over, back out to the point. Nobody's covering the puck, goes off the post. Aiden gathers the puck. Puck drop into the corner. Ricky loses the puck in the corner. Back up. Lucas picks it up. Tries a back pass. Back over to Fisher. Fisher opposite side. Back over to Colin. Colin. Too close together. 3-on-2. Nice pickup by Tobin. Tobin kicks it back out over to Lucas. Lucas centering pass back over to Fisher. Fisher turns and fires right to a defender. Sent back all the way over to Aiden. Aiden drops it down. Still active. Oh my gosh. Defense has got to communicate a little bit more. Not doing a very good job. Picked up by Doherty. Doherty try to get around a defender. Pick back up. 6:45 left in the game. 3-2 Blazers. That's an icing. Nope. Knocked down by Aiden. .36 left in the game. Ricky tried to send it forward, back over to Jake. Jake, had Kobe streaking up the opposite side. Jake, pressure, gets to it, looks, hold it, sends it around, back behind, back over to Kobe. Kobe, looking, centering pass. Back over. Blazers send it back around. Back over to Kobe. Kobe trying to hold the puck. Blazers try to fire it outside the zone. Blake sends it over to the opposite side. Picked back up by Thies. Back all the way over to Jake. Jake, opposite side over to Blake. Nichols on the ice. Loses at the blue line. Sent back out over to Blake. Back over to Thies. Puck's down in front of the goaltender. Knocked down by Peruto. 5:31 left in the game. Team Philly putting pressure onto the puck. Intercepted by Kobe. Nice shot by Kobe. Back out to the point. Tobin knocks it back over to Peruto. Peruto back behind the boards. Kobe. Back over. Waits. Fisher. Back over to Tobin. Tobin dumps it back over to Fisher. Fisher, light hand, back over. Bops charge, back out. Picked up by Peruto. Peruto tries to get a shot off. Fisher sends it back over. Peruto gathers it. Knocked down off the puck. Trying to get back up. 4:38. Picked back up by Peruto. Peruto looking. Kusa back over to help Peruto. Takes it on himself. Picked back up. Just outside the reach. Now it's into the neutral zone. Sent all the way back down. Picked up by Bops. Bops over to Tobin. Tobin, opposite side. Picked back up by Braden. Braden looks. Lucas, Ben, Colin, puck's drop, underneath Lucas, back over to the back wall. Back out, picked back up by Colin, back over to Lucas. Lucas sends it deep, back over, Blazers try to clear the zone, back out to the point to Ricky. Ricky gets knocked off the puck. Lucas try to pick it back up, back over to Ricky. Ricky. Icing goes all the way down. Team Philly's finally waking up, a little more intensity. 3:34 mark, down 3-2 in the second half. Touchdown. Lucas looks to battle, try to get it. Back into the corner. Cycles it back over to Doherty. Looks to get to the handle on it. It's unable to do so. Pick back out in the neutral zone. Blazers pick it up. Over on the opposite side. Nichols knocks it away. Comes across. Cleared in the neutral zone. Nichols pulls it up. Got Doherty on the other side. Back out. Fisher looks, keeps it in. Back over to Nichols. Nichols, tried a centering pass. Center pass back over to Fisher. Fisher picked up by Lucas. Lucas centering pass right up in front. .246 left in the game. Fisher, Kusa, Peruto. Kusa between the referee's legs. Icing call. Back out, Ricky. Back out. Picked into the neutral zone, picked up by Bops. Bops. Bops gets taken off the puck. Opposite side, back into the slot. Bops pulls it back out, gets a hold of it. Back out to Peruto. Peruto try to backhand. Now it's picked up by Fisher. Fisher back over to Cusa. Cusa just outside of his reach, picks it back up, sends it back over to Fisher. Fisher. Cusa. Peruto gets a shot off, goes wide of the net, back over to Fisher. Fisher scores! Fisher with the shot! Gets around the goaltender. Not sure how that got in, but Fisher ties us up at the 1:43 mark. Fans going crazy. Lucas, Colin, Ben. Back out. Picked up by Lucas. But Ben tried to get a shot off. Back up. Ooh, dribbles outside. Almost went into the goal. Picked back up. Back check by Crucker. Swung around. Back over to Lucas. Lucas, back over.
Team Phillies goal scored by number 58. Assisted by number 9.
Back along the opposite side. Blazers get to it. Blazers try to clear the zone. Jumps the stick. Now it's back out. Lucas back over pressure. Nice save by Aiden. Picked back up by Lucas. Lucas back over to Doherty. Back over to Fisher. Fisher tips it forward. Lucas on the forecheck. Back over. Centering pass. Tried to hit Doherty coming up center ice. 51 seconds. Blazers come across. Nice save. Fisher, Cusa, Bobst, Wright, and Kobe. Puck's gone. Sorry about the loss at home. Hopefully it didn't delay out. So 40 seconds, 3-3. Timeout by the Blazers.
Love and black. Thank you.
All right. So 40 seconds left in the game, 3-3. Fisher, Cusa, Kobe with Bobst and Ricky back on the defensive end. Looks like we're all set. Puck stop, back over. Fisher sends around the opposite side. Blazers pick it up. Aiden with the nice save. Nichols on the face-off. Change out for Fisher. Back into the corner, Ricky. Picked back up by Nichols. Nichols. Back out to the point. Back on the wing. Knocked back down. Centering pass. Scored. Team Philly calls a timeout. So 16 seconds left in the game. Team Philly's down 4-3. All right, looks like we're all set. Again, 16 seconds left in the game. Team Philly down 4-3. Gonna pull the goalie right out of the gate. So Team Philly will be up a man. Extra skater. Back out, picked up by Ricky. Ricky. Back over, sends it deep. Pick back up, Fisher. Back in the corner. 6, 5, 4, 3, icing. So 2 seconds. Forgot to run the clock. So 2 seconds. Back over, and that will end the game. So Team Philly loses 4-3. Hard-fought game. Came on late, was not able to sustain at the very end. So that'll do it for this weekend's activities. Thanks everybody at home for joining, and we'll see you